in a match kind of like that when you get to that juncture of the season, aren't you?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, a guy you know pretty well here at 141 for Duke, it's your old NC State teammate, Jarred Papcsy, the transfer from NC State.
That's my man right there.
He's taking on Lachlan McNeil for North Carolina. McNeil 22-5 in his career. Went 6-1 as a true freshman a season ago. He's won 9 consecutive matches. The last loss was against Cornell earlier this season. And McNeil represented Canada at the 2022 World Championships in Belgrade, Serbia. So should be a really entertaining match here between Papcsy, the Duke wrestler, the transfer from NC State, and Lachlan McNeil.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually saw them out at the World Championships. I got to be a training partner for Team USA out in Serbia, so I saw Coach Ramos with McNeil. And but I got to be honest with you, man. I know we're supposed to be neutral, but I got to root for my guy Papcsy, man. Fellow Wolfpack, fellow teammate of mine. So looking forward to this matchup right here. Beautiful shot. Great job sitting in the corner by McNeil. If Papcsy can elevate the leg and get up, he's got to get height here in this position. Now what McNeil has to do is exactly that. Get that far leg to stop Papcsy from stepping up and stop him from elevating the leg. This is a good scramble here. Really, really good scramble. Now, if you notice what McNeil's doing, what he's doing, he's trying to kick off on Papsy's armpit to get his bottom foot free. If he would have got that bottom foot free, he would have been able to circle behind and secure the score. But Papcsy did a good job holding on for dear life with that low ankle, leading to stalemate. So now they're back up on their feet. So good start, a lot of action from the beginning.
Glenn Lanham, the Duke head coach, talking about Papcsy, said, you know, he's just one of those hard-nosed Pennsylvania kids. Kind of sets the tone for this Duke team. A guy that Glenn Lanham looks toward to kind of right the ship and think if things get rocky, he's kind of become the leader of this Duke program.
Man, he was an incredible teammate at NC State. He was a guy that his peers respected tremendously. And, you know, I think Duke is lucky to have a guy like Papcsy because he's a great addition to any program, not just because of what he brings to the practice room, but just off the mat. Quality teammate, really, really going to build his guys up. And he's dependable, he's responsible, he takes care of business.
2 points there for McNeil, the first 2 points.
Looking for a hard cut.
And then Blue Devils get the escape point there.
Papsy's, if I'm Papcsy, I'm going to try and circle, get off the edge, because if I get shot out, I don't want to give the stall call. Yep, now you see him, notice trying to circle to center. McNeil's doing a good job keeping pressure on him and cutting him off, stopping him from circling back in. Now, there you go. Now, I don't think he meant to do that with the shuck, but it worked out in Papsy's favor. Good shot, single leg.
And finish. 2 points there for Lachlan McNeil.
Quick transition there back by McNeil to secure the takedown. He's got a leg in. This is a tough position to be in as a bottom wrestler.
Why is this so tough to be in?
Well, when you have a leg that's deep as a top guy, you kind of have control of the hips. And as a bottom guy, you got to get your hips off the mat. You notice how Papsy's getting turned here. The best leg defense, in my opinion, is stopping the leg from coming in the first place. Once they get a leg in, you see how he's engaging his hips and his chest is up? That's a lot of pressure on the bottom guy, and it keeps them flat, really stopping them from building their base. And when you can't build your base, it's really, really hard to escape.
So now a 10-1 lead for Lachlan McNeil after the first period. Kind of or 8-1 lead, I beg your pardon. For Duke, Papsy's kind of dug himself a hole here. What has Jarred Papcsy got to do to get back in this match in the second period?
He's got to forget about the score, man. Obviously, we got 2 more periods. Anything can happen. And I think you got to have short memory. You just got to focus. You got to stay in the moment. The sports psychology is super, super important when it comes to performing and getting the result that you want. And when you start thinking too much about, oh, man, I got 8 points I got to come back on, you stop thinking about wrestling and you start thinking about the score, and that's not going to help you get in on shots. You got to focus on what's next. How do I get to this inside tie? How do I get to my offense? What do I got to do to control the hand fight? You got to stay locked in, and you got to keep focus. That's what's really, really important in situations like this.
And Glenn Lanham talked about, these are the types of matches as you start ACC play. He's
Right.
looking bigger picture, right? He certainly wants to win, but he wants to prepare his guys for the ACCs, for the NCAAs, where you're going to wrestle, and maybe you don't have a great start to that tournament. You got to find a way to rebound, come back out the next match, and learn those lessons.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's the tournament you want to peak for. In my personal experience, when I was wrestling my senior year of college, I was lucky enough to, and blessed enough to win an NCAA championship at the end of the year. But I didn't win the ACC tournament. I had taken a couple losses on the year, and I wouldn't trade those losses for the one at the NCAA at the end of March. And so that's the tournament that matters. And so this is all a learning experience. All the matches that lead up to March are all just opportunities to plug holes in the ship, refine what you're doing, and sharpen up everything so that way you can accomplish your goal at the end of the year.
And for McNeil here, who's got the 13-2 lead, this is an opportunity for North Carolina as you look from a dual sense to really get a couple big bonus points here.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job on top with that right leg and applying a lot of pressure forward.
And a 17-2 victory here. It'll be a technical fall for Lachlan McNeil. It's his third technical fall, and North Carolina has seized control through 2 matches.
It's tough. It's tough when you give up a set of backs. That 4-point swing is huge. It really, really makes a huge difference.